Okay, this is part 2 on gambling addiction and why you should never try gambling, or if it's too late, quit while you're behind. And I talked about if it's just trying to win back your money, definitely give that up. And if it's a greater addiction, like an alcohol addiction where that dopamine hit is just so strong you can't resist it, then you've got to get greater help. You've got to do the work. You've got to join a group like Gamblers Anonymous, etc. We didn't talk about that in the last video. So very important. You have to do the work. It's just like with drinking. Doing the work allows you to strengthen your prefrontal cortex to fight off your emotional midbrain, which is where those cravings come from, and leave you willpowerless. So important. So in this video, I really just wanted to tell a few more horror stories. One is my own. I once went with a date to a casino. I had the brilliant idea that roulette, the same color never comes up more than 3 or 4 times, right? So I said, I'm going to wait till the same color comes up 5 times. And then I'm going to throw quick $50 on the other color. And I think I had about $1,200 with me. So sure enough, I waited because they give you a history of the last, 20, 25 numbers and colors that came up. So I waited, and black had come up 5 times in a row. Put $50 on red. Lost. So then I put 100. So I'd still make $50. Lost. So now I'm down 150. So then I bet 200. Lost. So now I'm down 350. So then I bet 400. Lost. So now I'm down 750. Is that right? So I would have bet, say, bottom line, I kept going till I ran out of money. And it was about 5 or 6 times, I bombed to the ATM so fast, and guess what? By the time I came back, red had come up, which I would have at least broken even. And by the way, fun fact, so horrible, disgrace. My date was not impressed. And fun fact, do you know why casinos have limits? Table limits? It's actually for that reason. So that people with basically unlimited money can't keep doubling their bet to ensure they eventually win it back, because you eventually will hit the limit of the table. I didn't hit the limit. I just ran out of money. Me and my harebrained ideas. Anyway, leading this video, I thought I'd do a little research, see about some horror stories or overall gambling losses, which I didn't find, but I know they're astronomical. And as I said, lives get ruined. Check your loved ones' bank accounts. If they're gambling, they're likely losing big time, and they're likely lying about it, just like with drinking addictions. So one guy said, it all started 3 months ago. He moved away from home for the first time, got a new job, and he had about $2,000 in credit card debt, and got the brilliant idea that he might be able to use an online sportsbook to make the money back. Well, sure enough, he ends up losing another $2,000. So he then still thinks he can make his money back. He goes on online casino and maxed out one of his credit cards with a $15,000 limit. Now he's got $19,000 in credit card debt. I guess he then didn't gamble for a couple months, paid down a little bit of his debt, and then went back and opened a new credit card and ended up losing another $13,000 on top of the $14,000 he had already lost. And that included, when he went the second time around, when he lost the $13,000, he said one drink. Well, he decided one day one drink would be a good idea while watching sports, and that turned into 12 to 15 drinks, and that's how he got into the online casino. So it's amazing how the two go hand in hand. Some people may not even have a full-blown addiction disorder to drinking, but they're going to drink anyway. And if they've got a disorder on top of it, like this guy might have, where he had one drink turned to 12 to 15, now you're really in trouble. So horrible. And why do you think casinos give free drinks? Horrible, horrible, horrible. By the way, that was 20, 30 years ago. I've gone pretty much cold turkey since. I'll bet little money on rare occasion on the golf course, or I did on a cruise a few years ago, did play some craps. And I think I may have lost $50 or something, but I hate losing any kind of money. So I miss going to casinos. Remember the days he was smoking in casinos? Oh, I almost missed that smell and all that. And the free drinks were fun. But I went to Vegas sober once, or maybe twice, and I did fine. And yeah, I think I gambled little, if any. But that was a long time ago. But it was during a period where two periods where I'd quit drinking, which I've done in different spurts. So I wanted to just quickly, I looked on Reddit, and there was a forum. A guy said, I personally lost $12K this year and probably around 20 total in sports betting. And he said, I can't stomach the losses. I lost $9,000 in the span of a few days. So he was asking about other people's losses. One guy said, 85,000 since 2021. And including in the past month and a half, he's lost almost $19K. So he's still losing money. And he said, that $85,000 he's lost, that's more than he makes in a year. That's $120K in pre-tax revenue. Because remember, gambling losses, that's just straight out losses. So to make that money back, as he said, you got to make way more back, $120K in that case. So he's like, let it go. Do not chase the loss. Let it go. Another guy said he lost big in day trading stocks. Horrible idea. Another guy said he lost $12K this week, even won back $6K of it, but then lost it all back. He said he's lost over $200K lifetime, and he's only 31 years old. Guess what he does for a living? He's a casino dealer that makes about $70K a year. But that's like, an alcoholic that hasn't kicked it, that's a bartender. Very risky. I love this guy says, I have a problem with gambling, but hopefully will never put myself in debt over it. So pretty amazing. He's lost $200K lifetime at 31, but he hasn't put himself in debt over it. So unbelievable. Let's see, what else? Another guy said he's lost $50K. Don't chase. Swallow the loss and let it go. Another one said it lost 2-leg parlays of amounts of 1K, 3K, 4, 5, 8, and 10K. Oh, and 20K, all within the past 5 days. Unbelievable. A couple more. Guy said he's probably lost $300,000 in his lifetime, but likely significantly more. The worst was $25K over a weekend. He said the strange thing is that losing 200 is exactly as painful as losing 2,000. Doesn't make sense, but he suspects it's a common gambling trait. The value of money just loses all meaning when gambling. Yet he says when he buys a car, he'll spend all kinds of time of research to find one, $500 cheaper. He even collects cans for an extra $50, and then he'll place a bet of $1,500 that he'll ultimately lose. So insane. Another guy, and I think the last one is, he said what started as an innocent 5-cent lottery spin in the grocery store turned into an insane gambling addiction over 15 years, probably lost around $5 million. I regret all my wonderful years being spent on this disease. Gambling is truly the worst addiction. To anyone thinking about gambling, don't. It will ruin your life. Now, that's a debate for another day. I've heard someone with a food addiction say that that's the hardest because you still have to eat. Technically, we still have to drink, but that's kind of different. So that's a good one to debate. Just like I've debated what's the toughest mental sport. I was a runner. That was pretty tough. I had a buddy who's a biker, which I didn't think was that tough the way I bike. But when you're talking in Tour de France levels, that's pretty tough as well. And I'm sure there's many other candidates. So, all right, I'll end it with that. Don't do it yourself and be on the lookout for loved ones. Gambling is as deadly an addiction as drinking. All right, and as always, remember, stronger, sober. And I'll end this one like I ended the first. Never gamble. If you already are, quit while you're behind and wear sunscreen. Please like, share, subscribe. Peace.